What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great week. This is going to be a short video about my new teaching environment and how I think kids learn best, how I think kids should be taught. So today was my second day at a new school. It's a temporary assignment. It is hmm, it is a school with a lot of toxicity in it. Um, there has to be a common thread, but so far it looks like one person who comes unhinged in this classroom, another person who jokes about beating his students in that classroom, at administration, which seems to be like insulated against the teachers. And yeah, there's a real like us versus them mentality there. And it's in the children too, 7 and 8 year olds. You can see it between them and me, and them and sometimes them and their teachers or other authority figures there. So the model that they want me to use is called high intensity tutoring. And basically, high intensity tutoring is where you cram as much into 20 minutes as you can while teaching three to four children at a time. And I have to tell you that it's not a terrible model, but it's not a very good one either. I would say that it's like barely good, barely good. Uh, I think the way children should be taught is small groups are okay, but no, small time increments like 2 minutes, like 20 minutes. That's too short. And then there has to be the option to break off into one-on-one work with a child, because there are some children who, for various reasons, really do best in that environment. As long and most of them only need it. I'm noticing like every 2 days, 3 days. So it's like twice a week. It's not all the time that you have to be one on one with children. They do benefit from group work of all kinds too. So I've worked around autistic children who become dysregulated easily and become deeply dysregulated. I've worked with children with ADHD, who have like hyperactive tendencies more so than like attention drifting tendencies. And I've also worked with children who are defiant. And what I've observed is that uh, if someone, if a child is determined like not to participate that day, that session, it's best not to try to like force them or coerce them or convince them or like coax them, like just leave them alone, give them space. Like they're saying, my nervous system is so dysregulated and I don't know what to do right now, so I'm just gonna like sit over here quietly where so I feel safe. And it's like pretty crazy to watch that happening. I don't mean crazy like, fucked up diagnosis term that we use here in the West. What I mean is intense. It's really intense. Like 7 and 8 year olds, they they don't quite have the mask on yet, although I see it a lot in like a lot of the young boys from cultures that have to be macho, like especially Latino, Hispanic, Latinx culture, some black, and I see it heavily, heavily, heavily in Korean and Chinese culture. So, um, where was I? Yeah. So kids who are more disruptive and more difficult to hold in terms of their attention, they benefit from one-on-one sessions on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be very long, but what I've seen is that a child who has difficulty regulating, if you can get that child alone when they are regulated, when they are happy, when they have had lunch and maybe they've had enough sleep that night or whatever, things are going okay, nothing's bothering them. If you get a child like that alone and really work in depth on like their reading, phonics, or comprehension or handwriting skills, they they learn by like like a week or 2 weeks worth of like focused learning, as if you had uh, um, gotten that kid's buy-in in a class on phonics and reading and comprehension, etc., for like a week or 2 weeks. The result that you get after one session can be really pretty amazing, because you can really get in to like the details and figure out like what piece of the puzzle someone is missing, that's like preventing them from understanding and adapting. Like one big thing that I see a lot is confusing. It's a very basic thing, but nobody corrects it, right? So you have to go in depth with someone, like getting them to feel their own mouth shape, their own tongue shape, watching what it looks like, and then having them repeat it. Like, hey, I notice you're saying duh instead of the. So when you say duh, feel where your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. Duh, duh. You have them say that a couple times. And then the correct way to do it is you stick your tongue between your teeth to make the th sound. So the, like that, the, right? So that's just like one example, just a basic starting example. How do you pronounce the consonants of the alphabet, whatever? That's just one example of how working one on one with someone in depth, being able to slow down and really, really, really direct their attention, helps them in a way that a group setting does not. And definitely not like the high intensity, like scripted high intensity is just what it sounds like. So, but hopefully the toxicity of the school is not going to affect me too much. I think I'm going to have to do like some cleansing, maybe breath work probably would be enough. Uh, there's a lot of walking after work involved, so that's a great way to move energy and discharge heaviness. And then I think like once it's over, I definitely want to leave. But if they ask me to extend my contract there, I'm going to have to really consider whether it's worth it, because that shit is going to have an impact on my mental health before I realize it, I think. And I don't really want to take on that kind of burden that I then have to like clear out or heal from. I don't want to do that. There are people there who look like they have just given up, you know, and I don't do well with despondency. So I would have to really think about whether to renew there. And, you know, that's part of my deal with capitalism and survival and making money, is that I have the very strong will and desire not to work in a context where someone else has all the leverage and I have none, and I'm underpaid, and the commute is an hour and 30 minutes each way, and the environment is toxic. All right, thanks for listening. I hope you guys got something out of this. Sorry I got a little sidetracked. I like just killed myself to trying to make videos on a regular schedule for like so many years, and I couldn't get it done because after I would make the video I would have to edit, and that would take me sometimes weeks to finish. So now I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to ramble, and the people whose hearts I touch are the ones who are going to follow me. And you know maybe this format of video actually is better suited for that. Okay, thanks for listening. Take care, guys. Bye.